I've just set up my Tangible Waves VCase 7. This is a case that will hold 7 modules of the AE Modular system, which is not just modules by Tangible Waves. There's a few third-party constructors as well. The purple module that says SD110, that's done by a company called Wonky Stuff, who's based in Yorkshire in England. Tangible Waves is based in Germany. I've forgotten the name of the town. I'm sorry, I've forgotten Robert. And so what I've got in here on the VCase comes with a built-in 2IO and headphone out, which is the left-hand side, that little narrow strip, and that is still 7 modules. The first one is on the left with the grey panel, is the little orange window, is the sampler module, and that's got a load of samples on it, courtesy of a friend in Australia, made on Polaris, whose channel I'll link below in the description. The next one is the Rains, which is one of my favourite AE modules. It's very good for bells and bongs and very organic sounds, I think is the best way I can describe it. It is quite digital, but it doesn't take much to stop it sounding a bit digital. And I don't think it is a digital module, but I could be completely and utterly wrong. I actually don't really know. I just like to use it. The middle section, where you see one little black square and 2 smaller grey squares, that's U modules. So it's modules that are 1/3 the size of a regular AE module, and so you get 3 in the same space as 1. And so now the top one is a Chaos module done by BF Synths, which are based in Belgium. And one of the guys lives in France, but they're based in Belgium. And the other 2 are Tangible Wave modules. One's an LFO, because you can never have enough LFOs, like VCAs and many other things. And the one below I expect to use at some point is a probability gate. I have got probability within the programming on the MPCX that I am using to trigger this. I'll demonstrate shortly. But I thought it might be nice to have it in there. And the great thing about the U modules is they've been designed from the get-go to be you can just swap them in and out with other ones. So it's like I've got the distortion model and that may well end up in there. The SD module is a snare drum module, and I actually rather like it. I've always liked analog synthesized snare drums. I think they're interesting, and you can mess with the decay and the amount of noise versus the tone and things. Unfortunately, not all of them. I can't remember what off the top of my head you can do by voltage control. I think it's just the trigger, but you can mess with it live, as it were. And then the last grey module is the modulators. So I get a VCA. Sorry, not VCA, an envelope. Sorry, which I could use for VCA, but there's no VCAs in this module. But it's quite useful for the Rains. You've got another LFO, and then you've also got a random. So I've actually got 2 randoms in effect, 2 LFOs, and an envelope readily available. And I could swap out the probability gate module, the bottom one, on the U modules for another envelope or whatever. But what I haven't got in here is like a regular synth voice. There just isn't really room. And then the last one on the end is the 4IO module, and that's basically so I get plenty. It means I've got 6 inputs and outputs to go out to the rest of the world from this AE synth. At the moment, the 2 grey ones are my 2 audio outs. One's the snare drum and one's the Rains, and then the other 3 black ones on the right are actually the trigger ins, or one's a CV in actually from my MPCX. So this is my other newest purchase. Rather big fan of it. It's oops, sorry, nearly dropped the camera there. I've done one song with it already and very proud of it, but anyway, this is supposed to be about the AE, so we'll come back to here, and you can see I've got program 1, which is just my kick drum. The Right, sorry about that. I had to stop filming because I had an unexpected visitor. So anyway, what I've done is I just can't remember where I got to quite, but I'll go from here. So I've got on here, I've got a CV program. When this is triggering the range unit, and you can see CV 1 and the gate, the trigger is 2. And then I've got number 2, you can see I've got gate only, and this is for the snare drum, which is that purple module I mentioned earlier. And then the kick drum, I've actually got on here on the AKAI MPC. Oh, sorry, just accidentally stood on the foot pedal. So this is what I just quickly recorded for this video. So this shows you the sequence for the reins. The snares just on the beat on 5 and 13, I think it is, on the 416 step bar. So I'm just hoping that won't be too bad on the video about the reflection of the lights. So when we go back over here, we'll see. So the CV2, the gate, is going into the trigger. CV2, like I say, is going into the frequency, and I play with the frequency CV. Then I've got the LFO going into the position. Random, the chaos LED, is going into the damping. And there's obviously other things I could do, but that's what I've done as a quick patch for this video. So I hope you thought it was interesting.